because I'm just really not good with writing things down.
Yeah,
so
this is the opportunity to have it spoken, because often when you do interviews, you get like past the questions and you type back a response, and you don't have that kind of natural flow and conversation stuff. So that's another reason why I think visual, just making words up now. Visual and video, that's what I was trying to find 2 words, makes more sense, because I'll just continue. People can really connect to what we're saying, whereas if it's words, like they've seen a picture of you, seen a bit of your work, but it's kind of like meh. But often videos can have a lasting impact. It might be something someone will return to and share with their friends.
Exactly.
So that's what we're here for a catch-up with Robin Jade.
Robin Jade.
Yeah. So what's been happening?
What's been happening? I have been dabbling a lot in self-portraiture, rather than shooting models and...
shooting yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a whole different dimension because you have to think about everything. I've always worked with stylists and designers and makeup artists, teams, whatnot, and now I'm doing everything myself.
So do you have a team still, or are you literally like...
I do everything myself. At this time, I've got my hair lady, Hair by Laura Lynn, to do my hair. She taught me how to do
my...
Thank you. Thank you. Have
it
to.
looks good. No, it does look good.
She also taught me how to braid my hair, so I change it up a lot. I got several makeup artists teach me how to do makeup. So
this is a really interesting look. Is it inspired by anything, or it's just kind of...
It's inspired by my book, actually.
Your book, okay.
Yeah.
We'll check that book out in a bit.
Yeah, so basically it's just about playing around with the concept of beauty. To me, beauty is a societal construct, and basically a lot of people think that because you're born with a certain set of features that makes you beautiful, but to me the concept of beauty lies far beyond exterior. So for me, in order to... What I like doing, because I've got classical beautiful features or whatnot, I like to play with people's perception on beauty by messing all of those features that people find beautiful up.
What is it that people are drawn about your beauty? Is it like what do they
For example, the eyebrows. People really like my eyebrows, so if I get rid of them, then people like...
You've got like thick eyebrows.
Yeah, I've got thick eyebrows, so by getting rid of them or bleaching them, whatever, it changes people's view on me. I have mixed race afro hair. People find that desirable. I braid it up so people can't see it. Stuff like that. I've got size 6 body, but I like to wear baggy clothes. Stuff like that.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Okay, so with this self-portrait, is it going to come out as is it the book? Is that, okay, well, we've got this book right here. Let's have a look. Do you want to show the cover? So did you self-publish this, or you've got a publishing deal, or what's the...
So starting out, basically what happened was I went through some stuff and I decided to take some pictures and do it as a 30-day challenge on Instagram. Don't ask me why.
That sounds like a good idea. Yeah.
I didn't even come up with it. My friend Emma Hogan did, and I copied her. And
is she a photographer as well?
Well, she's a photographer, and she did a 30-day self-portrait series on Instagram. I thought, let me do my own version of it, and then
do it better.
Yeah, well, my way. And I got a really positive response from it. I got a lot of messages and stuff like that, and I thought, why don't I make it into an actual book? And then I just got it printed. I'm going to start selling it privately first, and then go on to a publisher and all that.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Those are people that have contributed to the book, as this is my personal copy.
Yeah. So in terms of self-portraiture, you're kind of twisting the beauty norms. Is that what the whole project is about?
Yeah.
Turning it on its head?
Yeah.
Cool. Nice.
So it's just taking the concept of beauty and ugly and kind of making you feel uncomfortable by looking at it and making you think.
And like your trademark manipulations.
Yes.
I like that. That's what I find interesting about your work, is like manipulating the picture, and it's got like a grungy kind of emotive feel to it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have a lot of strange influences that I use in my work.
Surrealist influences.
Yeah.
Right?
So I look a lot, instead of looking at other photographers, I look at painters. For example, Frida Kahlo, Salvador Dali, and Rembrandt from Rhine. They're my favourite painters, and they're the ones that I take the most inspiration from in my work.
Nice. Do you have a favourite image from the book that you can show us? Or?
Yes, I do. With this one, I took a very simple picture and I just played around with it for about half an hour, and I got something out of it, and I was like, okay, I don't know what happened, but I like it. Interesting.
Wow. That's really cool.
Thank you so much.
It's very different. It's unique.
Thank you so much.
You see that? Flow. And why did you call it flow?
Because to me, when I was editing it, it just kind of felt like falling into a rabbit hole and kind of like I'm falling and I'm twisting and I'm flowing and I'm just going with what's
Is that
happening.
How you feel in life?
Yeah, that's how I feel in life. That's how I felt when I was editing it. That's how I felt when I was doing the whole series. I just basically, my life has been a series of traumatic events. I've been through a lot of drama and a lot of pain and a lot of heartbreak. And instead of just sulking and sitting with them, like, you know what, let's just go, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Amazing. So this is coming out soon?
Coming out very soon.
Yeah. Well, I'll be happy to share that with the audience.
Thank you so much.
Nice. And you've been working on another project, the one that I came through for recently.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So basically, I did Provoke and I did it as a self-portrait series because I couldn't find models that I think would be interested in doing something like this because it's crazy. And I also had no examples of what my mind could do. So I put this out to kind of show people like what I could do and what I want to do. What I wanted to do is speak up on issues within the Black community about Black identity through surrealism, and that's why I asked you to be part of. And I'm going to be doing 6 months to a year of shooting, finding interesting Black people from all colours to talk about their perception on Black identity.
Yeah, cool. And then the outcome of that, will it be like a gallery show or another book, or how do you see the kind of end result of that project 6 months later? Did you say a year later? 6
months to a year, I'm still seeing. I'm gonna, with Provoke and with that one as well, we don't even have a title yet. What I'm planning to do is just travel and do loads of exhibitions. I want to have the book as a whole because it is a whole story. So separately, it stands alone, but I prefer more as a collective. So I'm doing the books to kind of go with the art galleries and with the exhibitions that I'm going to be diving into.
Yes, okay. And you're kind of moving away from fashion
in
a new direction.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
So I started out kind of as I started out as a club photographer first. Then
was that in London?
In Birmingham.
In Birmingham, okay.
Yes. I moved to England 6 years ago and I lived in Birmingham for the first 2.5 of it. So I started out as a club photographer and then I went on to fashion because I really enjoy shooting people. And I met some really interesting people through fashion and I ended up meeting some music people like rappers, producers and all that. Coming from a dance background, they were a lot more interesting for me to shoot because they allow me to be a lot more expressive and creative with my work, whereas fashion sometimes holds me back a bit.
You was a fashion photographer. You were published by Vogue, is that correct?
I was on Vogue Italia.
Vogue Italia website.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, cool. I'll have to do like a pop-up of that image, people can see it.
I've got 7.
7 of them, cool.
Yes.
What was the project?
I think it was 3 or 4 different projects. One of them was...
So this is at different times that they published you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So one of them was with a friend of mine, makeup artist called Viorella. She had a really interesting concept with this beautiful ginger girl called Grace in a bath with some flowers, and the makeup was just absolutely stunning. Then I've done 2 pictures with Paige Elizabeth.
Was that your muse?
Yes.
In the last interview you mentioned her a few times. Is she still a bit of a muse for you, or...?
I think we've she's with a really big agencies now called Named Models. She's travelling the world. She's doing absolutely amazing. She just modeled for Adidas not too long ago.
So did you discover her, or?
No, I didn't. I found her, it was really funny how we connected. It was on a site called Models something, I don't know.
Mayhem or something?
One of them, and we both got a phone call saying, hey, would you like to set something up? I was like, okay, I kind of feel inclined to do something. And I found on the website, I found her and I thought she stands out. And when I did a test shoot with her, I kind of really connected with her. So we've done a lot of projects and I decided to send one of her ideas in, because I said to her, she styled it, she got the makeup artist, she had the idea and everything. And I said to her, I think it's so good, let's send it into Vogue, and it got in. And I was really ecstatic because that was my first Black girl into Vogue Italia, and that was really important for me. And then I had another one where we were just messing around in my living room, just playing around. She just brought some clothes, did her hair, and didn't really think about it, and just, why not? And then I had one recently with Karen Bengo.
Okay.
She's an amazing Black model, beautiful dark skin. She's got short hair, and she's doing very well for herself as well.
Nice. Because you did have a modelling agency at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us a bit about that. We did touch on it in the original interview, but for those who don't know.
Yeah, it was called Mayura. It only lasted for like a year because I just jumped into things way too quick. I was like, okay, cool. I have a mission. I want to create a platform for darker skinned girls to get on the same levels as lighter skinned girls because it is a lot tougher. Like, unfortunately, the darker your skin is, the more tough it is in any world, but especially the model industry. So I thought, okay, I want to create a platform that I can help these girls rather than just photograph them, actually get them jobs. And I just didn't know enough about the business to do it. So now I try to do it through a different platform. I grew up in Holland in a very small town where I was always like the darker one. So I've experienced racism from that side. But when I came to London, I started realizing that I have a thing called light skin privilege that I never even heard of or knew about back in Holland. Because in Holland, I'm just not white.
Yeah. Was there many black people, like darker skinned people around you growing up, or you just like the only one with some melanin?
Like 3 people in my town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Utrecht?
Utrecht, yeah. In a small town called Houten, inside Utrecht.
Yeah.
So now it's a lot different, but growing up I was like one of the few people walking around with an afro, and I'm not even fully black, so people are like, what are you? Are you an alien or whatever? Hence the alien look.
So your mum is mixed race?
My dad's mixed race too.
And then parents are mixed race?
I'm my grandparents too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
do they know their roots?
Yeah, so basically I was born in Holland, my mum was born in London. My mum's mum is from St. Kitts. My mum's dad is from Trinidad, he's white. My dad is from Guyana and he's also part Portuguese, and then we have Irish somewhere back as well.
Okay, interesting. Do those kind of roots influence any of your work in terms of like artists that you've seen from these places, or do you go there to get inspiration, or is there any kind of that comes through apart from obviously using black models and putting them on? Do you have any like stronger connection or not really? Well,
unfortunately I've never had the opportunity to go to St. Kitts, which is what I'm closest to because my nan's from St. Kitts, and I've always like every time she or my aunt or my mum goes on holiday there, I get necklaces or little artifacts or anything, but I've just never been able to go. But there was a shoot that I did with a girl called Emanuela, and I did it with a makeup artist called Ellie Ikiba. She's Nigerian, and I took inspiration from my old family pictures, you know, when
like portraiture photography.
Yeah, like basically every black family has old black and white pictures of their grandparents, right? And they all just stand like this. That's what I took inspiration from.
Okay. Is that like kind of in a compound or like the studio photography, or like what kind of style is it? Because I'm sure it's different in like Nigeria to what it is in South Africa to what it is in the Caribbean. So what kind of old school black and white pictures were they trying to visualise what the images look like? We
shot that shoot in the Jeffrey Museum in the Gardens. So I was going for...
Hackney?
Hoxton.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Hoxton.
Yeah. So Ellie said to me that she had these beautiful vintage wedding dresses and these beautiful like these cups and plates and everything. And she said to me, I want to represent someone who's regal and rich, enjoying her time in her garden. And I don't want to portray a black woman struggling. I want to portray a black woman in her prime. So I tried to look at my my grandmother, like for example, just chilling in the park, just looking effortlessly beautiful without doing anything. So it's not even like fashion photography or portraiture, it's just my own family pictures that I grew up with. I have a photographic memory, so it's just
it's still in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that's what makes you a great photographer, having that photographic memory and like visualizing something and remembering something and then recreating it?
I think so, yeah, because it took me I think a couple of years into my career before I started discovering like the link between my work and Rembrandt's work, because I grew up in Holland where Rembrandt is a very, very important person. Like I grew up with him during school. He was heavily referenced.
The go-to artist. We had artists like that. It's like Damien Hirst, or it's like just such obvious names that schools in that area will use.
Yeah, and Vincent van Gogh, for example, as well. But I use Rembrandt lighting like pretty much in every single shoot that I do, and it wasn't until someone else pointed it out I was like, oh, yeah.
You didn't realise you were doing it?
No, not at all. But it's very obvious, and it's very logical as well, considering I grew up seeing his work.
Cool.
Nothing for me here. such big ideas of that I want to do, and all people here are doing is just shooting them down. Everyone here has a really small mind. When I walk around town, I get stared at by everyone, and I don't even look that insane because all I did was wear my natural hair out. That was before I did.
But to them, that's a lot because everyone's hair drops down. You've got a bit of.
You know exactly. I'm a bit of a lion, so that's apparently something to look at or whatever. So I thought I want to be in a place where there's a little bit more diversity and people understand my big ideas. So I moved out to Birmingham first, just because London.
Did you have like someone in Birmingham that you kind of?
Yeah, my ex-boyfriend from Italy that I stayed with for just a few months, who's completely irrelevant. But I speak Italian now, so it's fine.
Really fluent.
Sono una fottuto genio, lo so.
Okay, nice.
But
I know
yeah,
what you said, but nice. You could have insulted me.
Italian people will know. I didn't insult you. I was just talking about myself. Yeah, I moved to Birmingham first because I found London a bit intimidating at first.
So ease yourself in.
Yeah, and then eventually, once I made some connections in London, I thought, okay, cool. I think it's time to make the leap.
Jump ship. Leave your boyfriend behind.
Oh, not even. I was well single by the time.
So he's Italian, but you met in
Italy.
Oh, so
I was just on holiday.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I decided, you know what? He isn't in because I wanted to move out of Holland for a long time anyways, and he was moving here, so I thought, you know what? I'm not going to do this alone. Let me just do it with some guy who I broke up with after like
you moved
4 months.
From the place to London together, or?
Oh no! He was out of the picture after 4 months of me coming to England.
Okay, and then you were there for 2 years in.
Yeah, in Birmingham. So I was being a club photographer at first, and then I found some studio work, and I just worked my way up to magazines. I worked my way up with designers and that, and I met some people in London, and then I thought, okay, cool. I have enough network here. Let me move down to London because I had a job secured there as well, and. It's been a struggle, as all dreams are, but it's been very worth it.
Yeah. Do you have friends back home that just like, wow, like, how have you done this? Like, because they're probably still in their small town. In a completely different path to you.
Yeah.
Are you still in touch with those people?
I've lost a lot of friends in the sense of that not a lot of people talk to me anymore. I've got some, like, all my friends are like good friends. Like, they've been there for me. But a lot of people in Holland, they do a lot of talking about me, not to me. So they're like, oh my God, she's doing this and this and this and this, but then don't have time for me when I want to go visit them when I'm in the country. So that's cool.
Haters. We call them haters.
That's completely fine. I'll do me. Watch me when I'm a legendary.
I love it. So to round up, I want to know how you maintain your hair. Was that probably a struggle growing up?
Oh yes, definitely.
You probably didn't even have access to the right products.
No, I wasn't allowed to do my own hair until I was 14. So I remember going on camp for 3 days and I didn't know how to do my hair. I was 12 years old and I came back and it was just...
A bush with twigs and insects running through.
Oh, and even because I went on camp with all white people, even like the kids and the adults and stuff, they were all white. So even the adults were just looking at my hair going...
Just leave it.
No. And they were even like, oh, should we cut it or whatnot? I was like...
That's it, you can't cut a kid's hair on camp.
Lice control as well at school, because there was, in every school that I was in, there was always like 3 black kids. So... like, I would have
That's
my hair...
more than me. I was like the only black kid in the whole secondary school.
Oh my God.
Yeah, literally. Like when I got to year 7, my brother was in year 11. He was the other black boy. And then when he'd gone and I moved to year 8, I was like the only person, literally. That's in Bournemouth.
No, it was in primary school. It was always me and my sister that were, and then
an older sister,
younger sister, and then there was always just a random like a dark skinned kid, but we were still like, what are you?
You were confused by him? Or?
Oh no. A lot of people are confused by me and my sister because we're not black and we're not white. So like choose, well, why? But yeah.
Okay. Well, I've got some hair care products here today. What do you currently use?
A variety of things that I get given.
Okay, well, as I am giving you some gifts
Yes. Today. I love it so much. I was looking for some new hair products because I'm not brand loyal to anything.
Oh.
So this is perfect.
Now you're going to be.
Exactly. So here we have As I Am Dry and Itchy Scalp Care. Mm-hmm. I'm really excited for this because I braids more often than not.
So you always need to get the oil on the scalp, definitely. So I used to just leave my braids. I used to think, it's an easy style, like the hair's done, but your scalp still needs that moisture daily.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly.
So good.
Perfect. And then this one is conditioner. You always need conditioner. Always. Can't live without it.
Do you do co-washes? Like, rather than doing a shampoo, you just like condition and rinse that out?
Yeah. Leave it in for like 10 minutes and then rinse it out. Yeah, definitely. What I like to do as well is put coconut oil in, leave it for like an hour before I wash it.
Okay,
and then,
yeah.
And then we've got edge control. Like, I like doing my edges.
You do edges, right? So I thought that would make sense for you to have the edge control.
Thank you so much. So excited.
Thank you for coming in today. I really appreciate it. It's been great to share you again with the Yemzi audience. So, yeah, that's a wrap.